So let's get started. So thank you very much for joining us for this virtual career launch. Like I told everyone else, I told everyone before they joined that my
Mary,
birthday is tomorrow. So it's a double honor.
Mary,
Starting off this, also going to have what they call it at the same time. We'll have a apology. A few minutes, please. Just wanted to mute. Okay. So thank you for joining us. This is our virtual career launch. We want to talk about career tips, interview tips, accountability. We would have some accountability sessions as brethren, sisters and brothers. We'll have some to join us soon. And we'll have some mentoring sessions as well. So like I was saying, I don't expect it to be weekly as initially envisaged because it probably will lead to an overload, but we try to meet as frequently as possible. Tentatively picked 12 noon, like talk through that and see if maybe better time for other people, or maybe we could just continue at a particular time and then we'll join. So I'll quickly walk us through the agenda we want to do today. I'll start off with an introduction of CTM Professionals Group. Then we'll go on to everyone introducing themselves. So people unmute the mic and introduce yourself at the time. Then there's going to be an icebreaker, a quiz. So for the quiz, please put your answers in the comment because at the end we are going to reveal the answer to the big one that's called quiz. But after the quiz, we'll go with some table topics. We'll talk about some topical issues. So that's where we do more of the interview tips and the accountability and career tips and all of that. So it's going to be after the table topics. So pick something and I expect everyone to also share their thoughts as we go. Thank you very much. So we're going to move quickly to the. Okay, sorry, I need to admit something. I'm thinking I need to make someone else a co-host so you can help me with that. Annabelle, can I make you a co-host?
That's fine, man, no problem.
Thank you. I'll do that. Welcome, Mr. So, okay, so please, Annabelle, help me in it so that. Okay, so we'll go on to the introduction of TTM professionals, and I'll do a quick introduction. So for us in the TTM professionals group, everyone is at different stages of their career. So we are like a community to help you not can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I have to stop sharing so you won't see the presentation again. Is that okay with everyone? Okay, I know what to do. I'll just go ahead and share from the other phone so that whenever that goes off, you know that that's off. Okay, anyway, I want to talk about the same professionals group. I would assume that everyone here already knows about it, but just for the benefit of anyone else that will be listening to the recording afterwards. So basically, we have people with different levels of experience in the group, and we have a lot that we can share with others. So we don't just want to be a WhatsApp group where people just are there and are silently there. So we want to help people achieve their best potential, be their best selves. And so we're going to be talking about career opportunities, career tips,
We'll be having talks and webinars like this. Like I said before, I initially thought it would be weekly, but it may be a bit too much. We'll see how it goes next week if we can do that. Otherwise, we'll probably make it twice a month. And so for mentoring, it's something we're also looking at. We hope to be able to mentor one another and have, what do you call it, and be able to help each other grow. You know, you have real problems, we would like you to bring it to the table. Let's discuss and let's see the best way to support you because a good number of us may not have support elsewhere. So this we also want to be that support system for as many people as need us to be. Um, and so we are looking at helping with CV writing, reviewing CVs, and helping professionals also optimize their LinkedIn pages. So that one is going to be, those ones are going to be paid services, obviously. We can't do those for free, but at pocket-friendly prices. Okay, so you can reach us on WhatsApp. There's a website and there's what do you call it, on Instagram. It's at City Online One. And reach out to us there too. So that there we go with the the introduction of City and Professional. So the next thing is we are going to introduce ourselves. So please, if you can unmute your mic to introduce yourself before we go. I'll go first. My name is Adinki Adebola, and I am the convener for the TTN Professionals Group. I'm a registered chemical engineer, registered chemical engineer, and I work in the oil and gas industry as a technical safety engineer and asset integrity engineer. Thank you. So I'll pass the mic on to Rebecca. Please introduce yourself. Rebecca, you're muted.
Okay. Hello? Can you all hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. The audio was kind of breaking on my end. I wasn't really getting very well.
Oh, apologies for that. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, it's very
Okay, so
clear now.
I guess it was the network. So we're introducing ourselves. So you have the mic now.
Okay.
Please introduce yourself.
That's fine. My name is Hannah Meliberi. I'm based in Abuja. I work with an international organization, more like a non-governmental organization that works with people. So that's basically it. I'm not married. I'm single. There's
Thank
nothing
you very
again.
much. Your marital
Yeah.
status does not impact on your ability to provide services. So please don't let it get you. You'll get married at the right time if you want to get married, okay? I think that's okay. So pass the mic on to Esther. Esther, please unmute and introduce yourself. Esther, can you hear? Okay, so while we're waiting for Esther, Modupe, please can you unmute and introduce yourself? Modupe,
Good morning, everyone. My name is Monica Ramon. Good morning, sis.
good morning, sis.
Good
So please,
afternoon.
good afternoon, thank you. So please introduce yourself. Can we meet Modupe? Please, Modupe. Okay. Frankie, while we're waiting for Modupe, Frankie, please can you introduce yourself? You're muted. If you're speaking.
Hello, good afternoon,
Hi,
everyone.
good afternoon, Frankie. Please introduce
Yeah,
yourself.
okay. My name is Frances Iber. I stay in Abuja. I'm into the sales of power solutions. Yeah, I'm into the power business.
Thank you very much.
It's
So
Big
it's
Thank you.
Sis.
it's
Good afternoon, Ma.
problem. Thank you very much. Yes, we can use our reactions liberally if we want to. We can clap. We can thank people. So thank you very much. Esther, if you can unmute and introduce yourself now, we'd love to hear from you. Or whenever you can, please just raise your hand and then we will introduce yourself. Okay, you can unmute, it's already where you have. So I'll read out for her. So she says, good afternoon, my name is Esther, currently not working at the moment. I live in Lagos. Thank you, Esther. Nice to have you on board. So the next item on our agenda is our icebreaker, and our icebreaker is a quiz. So I'm going to show my screen for about 5 minutes, and everyone should please give their answers. When when we are done with the session, you will then we will reveal the answer, and then we will know who the winners are. So for 5 minutes, so 5 minutes starts from 12:20. Please, if you can't see the screen, let me know in the chat because I won't be able to speak at that point. So I'll share my screen now. See the first one.
Okay, so I'm back in on my other phone. So please, we have 5 minutes to answer the quiz question. And basically, like who wants to go, just put your answer in the comment section. By 12, go straight into our what do you call it, table topics. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me better now?
Yes, I hear you now. It's
I'm
clearer
not
now.
saying that. Okay, I'm not saying any answers. What do you call it, chat. They're supposed to be answering the quiz answer. Don't worry, Google is allowed. We have 3 more minutes. Google
Google.
is allowed. Google has the ability to actually discuss it on one of our tables. Someone's hand is up. Barry, your hand is up.
Okay, I think what happens? I can say it, right?
No, no, just put it in the chat so that
Okay, I
we'll
still
be
on
able
chat. Okay.
to see that so that whoever the winner is, it will be clear to everyone. Nobody will argue that they won or they did not win. Okay, so Barry, your response is noted. You will know if you were correct or not by the time we we get to that point.
I've not heard my. You say?
I said the response is noted. Did you hear that?
No.
I said your response is noted.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, you sent it to me directly. You need to put it in the chat.
Okay,
Okay,
let me
well, it's
post it
good
on
for
it.
you to send. No, it's good so that others will also do their own work. Okay, Modupe has decided to put hers in the chat. Okay, thanks. Thanks. Who else? We have 1 more minute to go. We have 1 more minute. 1 more minute. Okay, so we are talking. The answer will be provided. So, okay, so I'm moving on to the table topics. This one I posted it on my status. The first one, Miss A pays for Mr. B to write who owns the house. But I would like Modupe to lead us through the next two first before we go back to this question on Miss A and transportation to and from work in a cashless economy, and do which one do we prefer? Work from home, hybrid, work from the office, what are the pros and cons? So I'll just like us to take this to and I'll hand it
Since I can hardly hear you, it's really breaking. I had my name.
over. Okay, I said that I'm handing over the mic to you or to discuss work from home and transportation, cashless economy, the second and third.
Work from home.
So the second and third bullet point, I'm handing over to you to lead us through those conversations. Did you hear me?
You said I should work from home. Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I can hear you now. Sis. You said I should take over from
Bullet points 2 and 3.
points 2 and 3. Transportation
Yeah.
to from work in a cashless economy. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. From my own experience, it's been it's not been good. I've practically had to dip my hand into my savings. Like my savings now is really, really, really depleted because I have to take Uber to work most of the time, to and fro. And as we know, Uber is not pocket friendly. I think they've also increased their tariff as well. So, and that is minus feeding for the day. So, yeah, it's been tough. It's been a tough one. You know, especially with this cashless. I think initially when it started, I still had like a friend I relied on who gets me like 5K, like 5K weekly. And then, well, 5K by the third day, it's gone. So I'm back to my Uber. But I think for the past two weeks now or 3 weeks, it's been back to back Uber to and fro from work. So yeah, so my account is red practically. So no savings. And then for point 3, can I move on to point 3?
Yes, from me. Does anybody else want to say anything about point 2? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so Monica shared her experience of shading that constraint the cashless. I think someone had to about that for um,
Yes. Hello.
Yeah. Okay, we can throw in points for point two, right? Like say something about point two, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, um, it, where I work is more like a business, so you can actually decide to work from home. And I just feel like in this particular situation in the country now, there's a people that work for a boss. They should have cut them some slack, like say, okay, come to work 3 times a week instead of the normal 5 days a week. Then the remaining 2 days you can stay at home and work from home, so that it can actually help people cut expenses. And another thing again is that where I'm staying is not, in as much as I can work from home, I've been going to work Monday to Sunday. So like I've been going Sundays to Sundays. Now how I did is that within the week, my neighbor drops me off because it's the same way to his own work. So he drops me off at the office. And when coming back, I enter bike. My office is not far from my house. I enter bike and I do transfer. Now, what has been saving me is that honestly, I don't really feel the brunt of this cashless this thing very well, because anybody I ask, like if I say I'm transferring, the bike people actually accept. They accept transfer. If network is bad, they tell you to do for them a time. And most times when network is very bad, the problem is this policy is actually not bad, but if you say they should cash should not be in circulation, then our network should actually be okay. So that if you want to do transfer, because if you must use money must be in circulation, even if it's not the cash. So that if there's no cash, if you want to do transfer, the network should be very, very okay. It should go. So basically, the English we're speaking these days is I've sent it to, have you seen it? And it's actually not good. So we should.
Hello, is it my network or hello?
Yeah, so I think for we can pick up. We can continue while we wait for Ebere to come back.
Okay, so work from home. Well, I think towards the end of last week, yeah, I had a conversation with my boss and he was like, okay, from this week we should, if the cash situation doesn't ease off, then we can start hybrid. So we have some days, so we made like a schedule for all staff where we picked days, that will come to work, or at least one person from every department will be available on ground. So this week was sort of hybrid, kind of 3 days in the office and 2 days work from home. But I think yesterday I was supposed to be off um, Wednesday and yesterday, but I still have to come to work on Wednesday because we're expecting some things to come in and I was to receive those items. But yeah, so I was at work on Wednesday, and yesterday my experience with work from home. wasn't really bad, but definitely different from being in the office kind of setting. Yeah. And then, well, maybe because I was at home, I kind of got too comfortable and sleep was starting to disgrace me. But yeah, there was at least a relief from having to blew another maybe about another 5K or so. So at least I was able to save 5K yesterday. And then yeah, I woke up normal time. I dressed like like I was going to work, and I had my laptop and my phones around me to respond to calls and attend to um, things I had to on a normal that I would have done at work. Yeah, I think that's my hybrid experience. So yeah,
Okay. Am I backing? Can you hear me? Okay.
yes,
Okay.
I
Okay.
can. Yes,
Okay.
I can.
Okay. You can. Okay. So I just wanted to weigh into the work from home thing. So for me, before I changed jobs, in this my previous role, so of course I was working there, and then there was the pandemic. We all had to go into the work from home mode. I know initially it was all cool and chilled and all that. I was enjoying it. But it got to a point where I felt like I was almost becoming like depressed, which was unlike me. So I wasn't quite sure what was going on because for me in my mind, work was going on well. But then I now read an article on some blog or something, and it was about the effect of not being able to interact with people. You know, the way you're used to going in the morning, you meet people at the bus stop, then you join the bus, you meet people in the bus. So, you know, all those small, small interactions that you don't count as anything important. Maybe you go and grab coffee, or you go for lunch somewhere. And that article was saying that we as humans, we need a minimum of those interactions for us to be balanced. And so, what happens when you're working from home many times is that if you're not intentional about it, you will lose all of those interactions. And eventually, I by myself chose to be doing hybrid work by myself. So, work from home did not, it felt good initially, but eventually, I was now overdoing. I didn't have a balance. So I could wake up at 8 a.m. and then I'm working all day. Weekend, I'm working. You're going for parties, you're going with your laptop. So you don't have that boundary anymore because you have removed it. Um, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I wanted to be sure you could still hear me. So I will vote for hybrid anytime anyway if you have to choose. But if there are some cases where it is you cannot do hybrid, you have to be physically present all through. And in that case, you should work from the office. But I'll choose hybrid. Um, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, you're hearing me from my other device, sorry, because you can't see the presentation anymore, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that one has gone off.
So
That's why you can
basically,
hear me. Okay, I'll put it back when I'm done speaking. So basically, the I found out that we need a minimum of interactions daily for us to be okay. And so I would say that my recommendation will be either to work from the office or you do hybrid work where you have some time to still show up in person. Or if you have to work from home, then you probably need to
by yourself. Be intentional about meeting up with people, checking up on your friends, etc. Because you need those non-work balance to help you balance your life. Otherwise, you will be going bonkers. I honestly experienced it personally. So I don't know. Is there anyone that would like to speak again around the work from home and transportation? I was actually going to ask Frankie, as a business owner, how is this need to transport yourself to go do work in this cashless economy and all working, as in how is it impacting your business? And what are your thoughts on work from home, work from the office, hybrid? Frankie?
Yeah, thank you, Nike. So for me, the work from home thing for the kind of business I do does not work. It requires a physical presence because there are customers that would want to come and assess what you're offering. There are customers that want to, interact with you. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay, so there are customers that would, they want to come into the office, they want to be convinced enough, beyond what you are telling them on the phone. They want to come and know your physical office. They want to have that, physical interaction with you, sit down with you, and then you walk them through the packages and the products and all of that. So for us, and then the kind of business we do, work from home is not very ideal, even though I myself can afford to. There are days when I've decided, okay, today I'm not just going out and I'll stay indoors because I'm overstressed. So, but for my staff, they need to be there every day. And then in terms of the cashless policy, it's been crazy. It has not helped us. It's difficult, although for customers, most of them don't pay cash. So they do transfers, except people who have something to hide. Let me just put it that way. So some of them have this stack of cash at home, but I don't think it's like that anymore. I've encountered some of those kind of customers. They have stacks of cash, so they prefer to pay, even though they are paying in millions. They like to give you. They will tell you, "Madam, just bring the thing. When you come to my house, I'll give you money. I will pay." And then when you come, you will be expecting that they will transfer. They will just go and bring the money, boom, and drop it on top of your table. So yes, then when it comes to operations, is affecting operations because the technical staffs, they have to go out, they have to go to site and all of that. So doing that is not very easy. So now we are tilting more towards Uber because they cannot do their long thing, and then using taxi drops. So we have some taxi guys that we now work with. So when they do that, then we have a price, and then I do the transfers. So that's how we've been coping. It's not very convenient, but we just have to find a way and get the business moving.
Thank you so much, Frankie. And I really want to talk a bit more about the transportation thing. Yes, I agree it's challenging. But things that are coming to mind are number one, carpooling from Udupe. I'm thinking of carpooling, if that's an option. I'm also thinking, at least from what Frankie said, I think an opportunity is to get someone that is maybe an Uber driver that will be like your regular. So you tell him or her that you want them to be dropping you off, and if possible, if they know anyone that is going your way as well, so that you can carpool and pay in, as in not have to pay the full amount of for so it will be an arrangement per se. So I'm looking in terms of arrangement. I'd like you to say if it's visible, if it's feasible or not. Is this something that you could explore? Modupe. Modupe, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I would try that. If it works, maybe. Yeah.
All right. All the best.
Yeah.
All the best with that. So thank you. So we'll quickly talk about I think I will just quickly, since I promised, we'll talk about except we all think that is not worth our time anyway. about who owns the IP. I'm thinking maybe we should move it till another conversation because the people I promised to talk about it are not here. So also my sorry, my next question is, should we discuss politics in the office? If yes, why? If no, why not? What are your thoughts? Modupe, Frankie, Modupe as a staff member. Okay, Frankie, you have, oh, please, you have, go ahead.
Okay, for me, yes, but not discussing it in terms of do or die, we just discuss it because, yes, it's something that affects each and every one of us. We are in it together. Nigeria belongs to all of us. So somehow, yes, the issues come up like before the presidential elections, we had that discussion. After it, the days following and the whole drama and all of that, we keep talking about it. It just finds its way, it pops up and then we discuss about it. But in as much as some people will tell you they don't have PVC, I don't believe in this person or that person, it's not for me to now start campaigning my own what would I call it, candidate now. It's just maybe me trying to tell you, okay, this is why I think this candidate is better, but not to impose, But yes, those discussions happen. They come up and I really don't see anything bad about it. Because outside of politics as well, we discuss other topics that have nothing to do with what we are doing. So it's just part of human interaction.
Thank you, Frankie. So I'll continue sharing after I finish talking because it looks like that's what I have to be doing now. So welcome. Temitope Ojo joined us just as we were finishing off on that. I was asking, the question is, should we discuss politics in the office? If yes, why? If no, why not? Mudupe, are you willing to go next, or can I pass the mic to Temitope? Okay, Temitope is still connecting to audio, so you can't even hear me yet. Still connecting. So Modupe, are you willing, are you available? You're muted now. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
I think for me it depends on um, the rules of the organization. There are some organizations that it's just strictly work, and everybody just face what you are there to do and go home. But if you are in a place where you can chit chat about your stand and not impose, like I think Frankie said, you can definitely discuss about who you are supporting and why you are supporting the person, and then maybe you have some argument or banters around it, yeah, but not necessarily enforcing or imposing your candidate on other people in the office.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I think I would just say that I agree with both speakers, Modupe and Frankie, because I've been in some instances where it nearly came to blows, like in the staff boss would drag me on our way home, and you're just trying to get a break, just want to sleep, and someone wants to discuss politics, and maybe like two or three of them are arguing and they're having a strong difference of opinions, and you're like, hello, everybody, it's up to you to decide. Really, it's good for you to try to campaign and to try to explain to someone else why your candidate is better, but I don't think it's something that you should sacrifice your work relationship for. I don't think it's deep enough. Some people will say, oh, anyone that is voting this other candidate is after my life or doesn't want my progress. I think it's a bit too extreme. They'll say that, oh, because the whoever you vote for is going to affect your life for 4 years and all. So there's that, all of that talk. But I feel like we need to find a way to be moderate in all that we do. I don't think you should be burning bridges for politicians, because I don't think they've burned bridges for their followers. So I struggle a bit with that anyway. And I'll say everything should be done in moderation. No one should be feeling like, oh, because I support so and so person, I'm not I'm not safe at work. I don't think that's okay. I think we need to work on that and be well behaved. That'll be my answer. Okay, I think Temitope wasn't able to eventually join in. So we'll Temitope, are you with us? Can you hear us? We'd like to hear from you if you can hear us. It's still connecting to audio. I think he's having some trouble with connecting to audio. So, okay, so I'm going to start sharing again now. You let me know if you can still hear me, please. Apologies. Hello, can you still hear me?
I can't hear you.
Okay, I guess there's still an issue there. Okay, so I think we have about 10 more minutes to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and reveal. Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and reveal the answer to the quiz. Are we ready? Are we
Yeah.
ready? Drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls. Oh, I think Temitope, can you speak now? Okay, he has gone off. He's gone out. Okay, so get ready, ladies. Get ready. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. So here we go. So have we seen the answer?
No, I couldn't.
Okay,
Just another minute, 1 minute.
I'll come back again. I'll go back again. I'll share it for a minute, for 1 more minute. If you've seen it, just put I've seen it. Just say I've seen it so that I'll know. Temitope, can you hear us now? Can you hear us now? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to share the screen and reveal the answer. Okay.
Okay, I've seen it.
I've seen
Yes.
it.
Okay, noted. So, congratulations to our winners. We know that our major winner was Hannah Mill Ebere, but we would give Modupe a prize for participating. But I really would like to hear your perspective.
Supporting
What do you
winner.
mean by yeah? So what do you mean? What did you actually mean by it depends on? I think it depends on the reason. So what were your thoughts on that? Why did you give an it depends answer?
Okay, so I think what I gave the depends answer is um Uncle Google. I went to check Google for it, and then
And
so it
Google was
gave,
confusing you.
yeah, kind of, because it gave like it could be it depends on the situation that leads to the cancellation of the contract. So
Okay.
it could be breach of contracts. It could be, I think there's one other one. So that's why I said it depends on.
Okay. So based on the answer we saw, so what would happen if there's a rescission to a contract? It means that the contract is cancelled.
and then each party returns to whatever their positions were initially before they went into the contract. So whatever it is they were doing before, they go back to they revert to what they were doing before. So with this, I would like to ask if anyone has any comments, questions, etc. before we officially close this meeting. We have 6 more minutes to close.
No question, just the points A, we didn't touch point number one. We
Okay,
missed.
okay, which was who owns the intellectual property. Okay, so based on what I know and from the feedback I've got from nearly everyone, sorry, I wanted to just share so that everyone will see what we were talking about. So I'll share for like a minute, then I'll talk afterwards. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. So I'll share. So I assume everyone has seen the question. Is that as in were we able to read through quickly? For those that were not able to, the question is Miss A pays Mr. B to write for her. Who owns the intellectual property? Based on what the feedback I've got, I understand that the intellectual property is owned by Miss A because she paid. However, my understanding is that the intellectual property actually belongs to whoever the contract says it belongs to. So, as part of their contracting agreement, there should have been something to talk about whether Mr. B is transferring his intellectual property rights to Miss A as a result of that transaction. But if there's no contract in place, because Mr. B is the writer, he's the one that owns that intellectual property, it still belongs to him. So is on Miss A is actually supposed to be the one to ensure that she covers herself if she wants to own that intellectual property. So someone paying someone to do something for you does not transfer ownership of the intellectual property to you. You have to make it clear in your contract that as a result of this contract, you are also transferring the intellectual property rights to me. And I deliberately asked professionals this question because many of us don't know that all those work and all of that that you're doing for your company, except the contract clearly says so, it belongs to you. Who or accept your contract, so you need to go and read your contract. So in an organization I used to work for, what they do is that sometimes they even get us, the people working, the company will support you to get your IP registered for the innovations and all that you do. It will be registered either in your name or in their name, depending on how the contract goes. So it's not a clear-cut answer. Many of us just think that, oh, because I've paid for the person's service, it belongs to me. No, you paid them for their time and for the opportunity to use it. But the IP, except your contract states otherwise, belongs to the person that did the actual work of generating it, except there's a contract in place. So I'd like to hear any contrary views to that. Do we have any contrary views?
I think this is like an eye opener for me. Just I think I was one of those people that assumed that you know
It belongs to her.
like since she has paid and
So
should
what even what made me ask that question really had to do with a photographer that had been paid to give some work. So
For
That
example,
one.
like if a photographer takes your picture, he or she still owns the intellectual right, so they can still use your picture um, somewhere else. You don't get to say no, no, no. Please don't use my picture. So if you want to get the IP rights as a full ownership of your picture, you need to make it clear. And so if they're asking you for extra money for that, then that's it. I did some engineering work for a company. I have the native file of the software. I gave them their report and they can go. That was like a year or so or two ago. And now they're coming to me to ask me for the native files. The native files belong to me because it's my intellectual property. I could very well charge them again a different price for them to just get their files. But I'm just going to tell them this one time that I'll let them have it this time, but the next time. And the reason why I'm allowing them have it is because they paid for the software. If I paid for the software, everything belongs to me. They don't they don't owe me. As in, I don't owe them the native files of the work I did. I don't. So just something for us to learn and know. I was thinking that we'll take it to another session. But thank you very much for that feedback. Thank you for making us go there. So I'm going to now give the closing remarks. And I'll start with thanking everyone that was able to join today and those that tried, because I'm getting messages of people that are trying to join us. But sorry about that. And please remember to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. The what do you call it, the handle is at TTM Online One. I'll drop it in the chats for everyone to know. That's on Instagram and Twitter. Please follow us. Invite your friends if you can to follow us. Then I think everyone here is on the WhatsApp group. There's also a Telegram group. You're welcome to join us on both. For those that will be listening to this session afterwards, there's a WhatsApp number to call. I'm going to share my screen to show that when I'm done talking. Uh, then, and again, I'll just say we're looking forward to making this either a weekly each event or twice a month. So please, we are looking forward to seeing you and your invitees at the next meeting. You'll definitely have good advance notice. Thank you very much. I'll take comments and reactions as I share the screen. Anyone that has anything to share, you have the floor for about 2 or 3 minutes before we end the call.
Thank you for the invite and thank you for the knowledge shared.
Thank you so much, Nika. Thank you for the initiative. For value.
So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you, Mudupe. Thank you for your contributions. For coming. Thank you for not making me. Oh yes, and tomorrow is my birthday, so you can feel free to sing me a happy birthday song as I continue to share the screen, and we go back to work. In the famous words of one of my ex-managers, let's get back to work.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, sis. Hello? This off. Happy birthday, Sister Nikia. Like the thing is off. Can't hear anything.
I can hear you all, but when I'm sharing, you can't hear.
Oh, okay.
So that's why
Okay.
I'm sharing the screen so that anyone seeing can see the closing remarks. Or if people are free to sing me a birthday song. Thank you very much, Esther. Yeah, sorry you couldn't contribute, but your presence also still counts as contribution. Thank you very much. We're grateful.
Happy birthday.
Feel free to sing. I'm here. I'm here for all of that.
No, don't worry.
Happy birthday to you.
Pa-ra-ra-ra.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Pa-ra-ra-ra-ra.
Thank you
Anymore
very much.
yes,
Anymore
anymore
yes.
yes.
Amen. 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 Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Now let's get back to work. Thank you.
All right.